Mortgage interest rates are back under 7%, which is the lowest we have seen since February 12th. Today, we are going to be taking an in-depth look of why mortgage interest rates are back under 7%. And we will also take a look at some graphs and statistics from the last couple of weeks, months, and even the past year, just to see how the mortgage interest rates have been doing over the last couple of months and compare that to last year. So starting with an important piece of information that is worth considering is that mortgage rates are driven by the movement in the bond market. Bonds can move at several different reasons at any given moment, and that is heavily influenced by economic data. At the moment, mortgage interest rates have fallen to 6.97 for the 30-year fixed rate. That means borrowers will be seeing quotes from 7 to 7.125%, while some may be seeing 6.875%. However, that is only for the top tier scenarios, meaning that if you have 780 plus credit score and you have at least 20% down payment, those are the kind of interest rates that you will be looking at. But of course, how much you qualify for will depend on when you get into the purchasing process. Like I mentioned previously, the economic data has a big contribution to how the bond market will do, and also if the interest rates are going to go up or if they're going to go down. And if we take a look at back on February 13th, higher inflation data is what caused the rates to spike. There wasn't too much meaningful data in the 2 weeks following that spike for us to see whether or not the interest rates are going to go down or not. But since last Thursday, data has been relatively rate friendly, which is why we are now seeing lower interest rates. We are now going to be taking a look at a graph that shows us the interest rates that we have seen over the last year. I'm going to compare them to what we have been seeing over the last couple of months, and especially now what we are seeing relatively lower interest rates than what we have seen over the last couple of weeks. So here we are on Wednesday, March 6th. That is today, the day that I'm recording this video. By the time you guys are watching this, it will be March 7th. So we can see that the rate is currently at 6.97, like I mentioned previously. The day before this, which was yesterday, Tuesday, March 5th, we had a rate of 7.03. So I have been observing this and I have seen the interest rates come down as the days go. But let's go back to Monday, February 12th, which is where we seen the last lowest interest rates, which was at 6.96. And then the next day, like I said, economic data caused the big spike here to 7.13%. The following days weren't really much. I mean, it went down just a little bit, but then it went back up to 7.14. You guys can just take a look at this. The highest it has been over the last couple of weeks was 7.16, which was on Thursday, February 22nd. And then from there on, it just kind of, went down a little bit, then it went up again, and then it just kind of went down all the way to now, which we are seeing 6.97. And in the beginning of February, we actually have relatively low interest rates than what we have been seeing over the last couple of months here. As we can see, we have 6.63. But if we move back all the way to Thursday, April 6, 2023, this is the lowest interest rate that it has been over the last year. It is 6.18%. And the big cause of this, why it was low at that time, is that it was tax season. So people weren't really looking into buying a home before they filed taxes. Tax day in 2023 was on April 18th. As you guys can see, the interest rate was 6.70. So I mean, it did climb back up a little bit, but after that, as you guys can see, it has been kind of steady here. But then once summer kind of kicked in, we can see the rates at 7.12%. Something worth keeping in mind is that home buying and refinancing is a seasonal thing. So when it is more of a winter season, you are going to see those rates kind of go down a little bit, just so that these lenders can be in business. Obviously, it makes sense. Not many people are looking to buy a home when it is in the winter season. We have a lot of holidays coming up and things like that. So obviously that is why we see lower interest rates in those seasons. So now we will take a look at that. As you guys can see, we have a peak over here at 8.03% on October 19, but then we kind of just see it trickle down here. And then this is December 12th, 2023. We have 7.09%, and then it went down heavily the next day, 6.82%, and then the next day, 6.62%. So that is a pretty big fall here. But like I said, this is a seasonal thing. That is why we have seen a rapid decrease in the interest rate back in December 2023. So it has kind of been consistent here. We move on to 2024. It starts going back up again. Obviously, at some point, the housing market has to kick back up and you know, get, you know, running just how it was before the winter season. So that is why we are seeing the interest rates, you know, go up. Also, economic data has shown more inflation, which is why we see these interest rates going up in January. So once again, it has kind of been consistent here. And then we go to February 1st, where we have the interest rate at 6.63%. And then from here on out, I kind of already talked about, and that is leading up to March 6th, which is today. We have 6.97%, the lowest it has been since February 12th of 2024. So that is good news for the housing market. I have been observing the housing market every single day to see kind of where we are looking at in terms of how long houses are for sale, how many of them are for sale in a you know, specific region or a specific city. And honestly, I've seen a rapid increase from you know, November or December of 2023 to now. A lot of homes are just on the market for just maybe 2 weeks or even 3 weeks, which honestly isn't that bad at all, especially if we take a look at you know, how long houses were for sale before 2020. This is definitely much better. Obviously, it's not how it was back from 2020 to 2022, but I mean, still, it's not bad at all, and I'm really happy with how it is looking right now. I have seen also a lot of lots and, you know, land for sale, and them just kind of disappearing instantly in an area that we have a recreational house in. And those prices, honestly, were getting pretty outrageous, and I'm really surprised how all this land is really just disappearing like that. So nothing is really holding people back. People are still buying just as much as they used to, just maybe a slower process of selling a home or a piece of land. But that is basically pretty much it. I've actually seen the prices of land and homes go up over the last couple of weeks. And I have to say, I'm pretty surprised by this, but also not really at the same time. There's a huge lack of supply, in my opinion, that I've seen in my particular area where we live, which is the big cause of why houses are still disappearing really quickly. Obviously, people are still demanding houses, and if there's a lower supply, there's nothing to choose from, people will give higher offers on a house, leading to prices to go up. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys found this video helpful, please make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you are new. If you guys have any suggestions on which videos you would like to see next, please make sure to leave them in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.